Hello, my name is Caleb Hyde. I'm Senior Platform Developer at Alight Analytics. And today I want to talk about using Amazon AWS to create a virtual server on EC2. EC2 is Amazon's elastic cloud compute platform. They just abbreviate it EC2 so that it shows up here in a concise format. So if you log in to the AWS console at amazon.com, you'll see something like this where there's all of the available services laid out. Let's go over to the top left and we'll choose EC2. And here we'll get a page that shows on the left all the different subcomponents of EC2, and in the center and the top a summary of any existing servers or security groups and that sort of thing that you may already have. Right now we have basically nothing configured, so you see 0 running instances, and a lot of the rest is all zeros as well. We'll go to Launch Instance, and we'll create a new instance. Now here, we choose the instance type. If you wanted to, say, run a Windows web server of some sort, or something else like that, you would choose it here. We're going to go ahead and choose the default Amazon Linux AMI. If you had your own AMIs pre-built, you could go to My AMIs, choose that there, and launch. But like I said, we're going to go to Quick Start. We'll choose the Amazon Linux AMI, and we'll select that. Now, above, at the top of this page, you'll see different sections for configuring your instance and various parameters around that. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that, but you can use these separate steps to choose the server size, as you see here, as well as various things like permissions and various metadata. So we're just going to choose the micro instance, which has the added benefit of providing free trial terms, and it's quite low cost. It's also sort of low power. We'll choose that, and then we'll go next, configure instance details. All the defaults are fine. In general, you could just review and launch. I do want to mention, if you scroll down here, there's a section at the bottom called Advanced Details. The section is collapsed, so you have to click the triangle. It expands and you scroll down a bit more. And in here, if you wanted, you could put additional shell scripts that would run when the server starts, and you can use that to do fairly advanced auto configuration. For now, I'm going to leave it empty, and we'll go Review and Launch. It wants to know whether we want to use the standard HDD, your old format plattered disk drive, or a general purpose SSD, which is the faster solid state, which is becoming more common. And in general, I would suggest that's a good idea. So yes, let's go ahead and do that. It takes you to the summary page, which, as I mentioned, is a roll-up of all the individual configuration options you have before. And again, all the defaults are perfectly fine. So if you needed to change anything like restrict access, you could do that here by editing each page or section. But we'll take all the defaults and we'll go ahead and launch. And now it wants to know what SSH key you want to use to connect to the server. If you don't already have one, it gives you the option to create a key. Or if you have already loaded one or created one previously, you can select that key here. If you say create key, it asks you for a name, type in a name, and then it lets you actually download the key itself. And then once you download it, then you have the option to launch. Until then, because you wouldn't have a way to connect, that button is grayed out. So you download it, and then launch instance. And it gives you this summary page. It tells you that your instance is launching, and then it has this hyperlink, the instance ID. And if you click on that, it will take you back to the EC2 page in the instances section, where you can see that the instance we just created with this identifier, I-08, etc. It's in a pending state. In a few minutes, that'll turn green, and then that instance is up and running, and you can connect to it using that key that you downloaded. And if you take the public IP or public DNS entry off of this page, you can use that to connect to the instance. And that's pretty much it. I will mention that you can stop the instance, which will pause it, or terminate it, which will destroy it entirely from here. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because I don't need this. But that's all there is to it. We've covered creating a virtual server on Amazon AWS EC2 dashboard, and I hope you enjoyed it.